What's going on YouTube? So I'm standing next to what is going to be the most affordable Rivian product. This is the R3X. So this is coming out in a little bit of time, but like I said, it is going to become the most affordable model, and we want to know, is the most affordable Rivian also the coolest? Well, let's go ahead and find out. Now over here on my right side is the R2. That has a very mini R1S look, but when it comes to the R3, this is really a big departure, even though it does have some common design elements, including up here in the front where you've got that signature light bar going across through there. You also have the daytime running light and the stacked crystal LED headlights. All of this is going to link the models together with that familiarity, even though this is much smaller than the other models. Now this is kind of an off-road adventure type vehicle, you could say, and as such you do have some rugged features such as the recovery hooks and a pretty good amount of ground clearance, although we don't have any official specifications available quite yet. Now eventually this will be available as just the R3, but the R3X is going to give you extra capability. That's why you see that we've got these rugged all-terrain tires on board. These wheels themselves are going to be 19-inch alloys. As you can see, they've got this really cool design that is both rugged looking and also very aerodynamic. So you've got the large cover right there in the center section. We've got our Rivian branding right there in our wheel arches, which are kind of chunky and finished in a matte black. And then as we move above here, we have a nice pop of color. You got these orange mirror caps, which I really like, and a gloss black finish for the actual arm itself.
Now at the side of the R3, this is where you are going to notice that this is a smaller, subcompact luxury SUV. As compared to the R2 sitting over here, it definitely is a bit shorter, and it's also going to be a bit shorter in terms of overall length as well. Now as we head around to the rear design, the overall rear look of this R3 really looks quite cool, and I think it looks a lot more different than some of those other Rivian products. It's a little bit less squared off and is more hatchback in its overall design theme. We have that really cool spoiler that lets in some airflow through here to make sure that this is a very aerodynamic vehicle. We also have a rear wiper, and then dropping down to our taillights is going to be your signature Rivian taillight. It matches with what you see in the front. It's going to be a full LED setup. It really looks quite good. I like to call these the LED tube lights because they kind of do look like a nice LED tube going through there. Now Rivian branding is going to actually protrude out from the body itself, and then of course you have your R3 branding down here at the bottom. This is where you're going to find some gloss black, some body color, as well as some matte black surrounds. Of course we don't have full information such as towing just yet. Now let's go ahead and talk about your safety systems. This vehicle is slotted to start at under $40,000 when that R3 model comes out. However, despite that, we do expect Rivian to include every single safety system as standard equipment. That will even include things like adaptive cruise control. But guys, let's go ahead and check out the interior because I think you're going to be surprised at how similar it is to the more expensive Rivian products. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we have reviewed over 2,000 vehicles at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from humble to high-end, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars. All right, now we're moving on to the inside of this vehicle. I do want to point out this is a very early prototype model, so we actually can't get inside of it today, but they have rolled down the window, which will give us kind of access to take a look at what we've got inside. Now, first of all, really just as soon as you look inside, it has a very striking resemblance to the R1 and the R2. Both of those models have very luxurious cabins, and I'm happy to see that their most affordable model really retains a lot of the same luxury and technology features. Now, as far as the seats are concerned, we do have a really unique design on board. They have a lot of these cool accents kind of going on through there, and of course you'll notice two-tone finish. This is a leatherette. And then taking a look at the other materials, what they've kind of done is made this really cool kind of particle board material that goes across the top. All of the different options that Rivian always offers are very kind of earthy and really show off the actual materials in their rawest form versus covering them up with really shiny finishes and things like that. Now, in terms of the steering wheel, you've got a squared off flat bottom design. And of course, the big thing I really want to highlight is the technology. Those displays really look almost exactly the same as what you get on the R2 model. So you've got the driver display right there in front of you, very, very vivid design on that. And then also you've got the very large center display, which is going to come with that state-of-the-art Rivian software for both what's in the infotainment system itself and kind of what is in the overall architecture of the vehicle. So you've got the over-the-air update technology, and this is the same technology that Volkswagen basically has invested in, and they are going to start using inside of their electric vehicles going forward. The other thing is the interior storage. This is a smaller vehicle, but you still have tremendous storage very clearly. You can just glance in and see that you've got that gigantic center pass-through there. You also have a giant center console cubby and plenty of door storage as well, since it's very minimalistic.
Now, this is normally the part of the video where we're going to go into the rear seats as well as the cargo area. This is a very early build of the R3, so just keep that in mind. So unfortunately, we can't open the rear doors and get inside. However, they have opened this front door up for us, so we can kind of glance back into the second row itself and take a look at how much space you have. We sat in the R2 earlier today, and it does look like it's going to be less space, of course, as you would expect. However, overall, it doesn't look like too small of a rear seat, that's for sure, even considering the fact that, this vehicle goes against other subcompact SUVs, such as the Lexus UX. Those types of vehicles look way smaller than this rear seat, that is for sure. Additionally, the headroom looks like it's going to be quite a lot, and you have that full glass roof to really make things feel open and airy. As far as the cargo department, it is going to be a little bit on the shorter side, but I'd expect to see maybe 40 or 50 cubic feet of cargo capacity, that's for sure.
And of course, I do need to mention what is powering this vehicle, or at least tell you that we really don't know much about this at all. Like Mason has said, as well as I, this is a very early model, so we don't have any types of final specifications on this. We do know that this is going to have 3 electric motors, and that should be available also in a dual motor and a single motor, depending on that price point and what type of performance level and range you're targeting.
All right, and I'm sure you're curious about pricing and availability. I did kind of spoil it. If you were really paying attention earlier in the video, I did say something about the pricing. However, for those of you that didn't pay attention, here we go. The R3X is slotted to start around $45,000, which is a really attractive price point compared to the R2 that is also targeting around a $45,000 starting point. So it is, of course, less expensive and the least expensive Rivian that you can get. If you want to wait for the regular R3, so not the R3X, the more mainstream model, that's going to be targeting around a $40,000 price point, so even more affordable. Definitely excited to see that affordable price tag with an electric vehicle that's also quite luxurious, just like this. Now, if you're curious about availability, that is one thing that is a little disappointing about this vehicle. It's not going to be available for a little while. Rivian is saying that they're targeting a 2027 delivery, so that will be, all of this year, all of next year, and then that year you will have, hopefully some of these R3s coming out. And guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this Rivian R3 review. If you're looking to buy one or any new vehicle, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes, because that on our website we have a tool that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. A link to that is provided in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. Of course, thank you so much for tuning in to this very fun video. If you enjoyed watching, we'd appreciate you hitting that subscribe button down below. And if you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support. You make this all possible. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.